All right, so you want that like kind of Serena and a Lily vibe in your space.
Yeah.
But the price tag, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's why we've got like a mountain of research here
Oh, wow.
comparing Serena and Lily with the Safia, which is known for being a little bit easier on the wallet.
Okay.
So we're talking like how to get the look without totally breaking the bank.
Smart.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what I see is both of these brands, they're really tapping into a lot of the design trends that we're seeing right now. Like, the minimalism, the coastal vibes, even like some Art Deco influences in there.
Yeah.
But obviously they're hitting totally different price points.
Okay, so let's break it down. We're focusing on 4 of like the Serena and Lily like star lamps.
Okay.
The Tinsley,
Mm-hmm.
the Morris, the Brighton, and the Hattie.
Got it.
And each of those has a Safavi counterpart
Okay.
that's way more budget friendly.
I love it. It's
Yeah.
good to have options,
Yeah, totally.
And I think it's worth pointing out, too, that it's not just about the price, right? We're
Mhm.
going to look at, like, the materials, the craftsmanship, the little details that make a lamp, special.
Yes.
Like, stand out from the crowd.
I'm all about the details.
Yeah.
Okay, so first up is the Serena and Lily Tinsley, which is all about minimalist chic,
Okay.
like that textured ceramic base, matte white finish, and the classic fabric shade.
Timeless, yeah.
But it's going to set you back about $298,
Okay.
even on sale.
Wow.
Yeah. Now let's look at the Safavia Saunter lamp,
Okay.
which is visually, it's very similar.
Mhm.
You get that hourglass shape with those little textured dots,
Yeah.
but instead of ceramic, it's polyresin.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here's the kicker.
All right.
You can get 2 Saunter lamps for $72.53,
Whoa.
which is like basically what, like $36 each?
That's a steal.
Right. I mean, it's a huge difference.
That is amazing.
But are we sacrificing like quality for that price? What's the catch?
So the Saunter, it is a little bit smaller.
Okay.
And like you said, it uses that polyresin material, so it will have a slightly different feel than the ceramic.
Yeah.
But one thing that's great is it includes LED bulbs,
Oh, okay.
which the Tinsley does not. So, you have to factor that into your cost.
That's a good point because, I mean, I'm always down to save a trip to the hardware store.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Artie, there's trade-offs,
Mm-hmm.
but there's also some huge savings.
Yeah, big time.
Okay, what's next on our list?
Okay, so next we have the Serena and Lily Morris lamp. So this one is hand-thrown terracotta, smooth, glossy white glaze, and then you have a choice of linen or rattan shades.
Oh, nice.
It's very elegant,
fancy.
but also $348,
Yikes.
even discounted.
Woof. That's definitely like a statement piece price.
Yeah.
So what does Safavia offer in this style?
Okay, so they have the Safi Cire lamp, and it has a similar vibe with that, like, smooth, curvy silhouette. It has an ivory ceramic base and a white drum shade, and at $83, it is significantly less.
Okay, so we're talking like a quarter of the price.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What are the key differences we should keep in mind between the two?
Sure. So size is 1.
Yeah.
The Cira comes in just like one size, while the Morris comes in small and large.
Gotcha.
The Cira also has an LED bulb included
Oh, nice.
and a simple on-off switch, while the Morris has a 3-way switch for, like, different light levels.
Okay, so it's like more flexibility with the Morris.
Mm-hmm.
But that price and the included bulb with the Cira,
Yeah.
tempting.
Very tempting.
I'm sensing a theme here.
I think so. There are definitely some patterns in how these brands are, like, approaching design and value.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the Serena and Lily Brighton.
Right.
This one is giving me all the Art Deco vibes.
Oh, yeah.
White resin base, sleek lines, and then you have a choice again, white linen or natural raffia shade.
Chic.
It just screams premium, But there's no listed price, which, knowing Serena and Lily.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say it's probably not going to be a bargain hunter's dream.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's the Safavi alternative for this one?
Okay, so they have the Keen lamp,
Okay.
which is a little bit simpler than the Brighton, but still very elegant.
Okay.
White resin base, off-white cotton shade, and the price is incredibly reasonable, $44.43.
Wow.
Plus, you guessed it, LED bulb included.
All right, I'm officially on board with this included bulb trend.
Great, the good one.
How do these two lamps compare, like size-wise and style-wise?
Yeah, so the Keenan is a bit smaller than the Brighton, but it's actually described as being really versatile.
Okay.
Like it can fit into both farmhouse and contemporary settings.
So it can kind of blend into different looks.
Exactly.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, we've got the Serena and Lily Hattie.
Okay.
Now, this one is all about that natural, like, organic look.
Beautiful. Yeah, the Hattie, it's really unique. It's got a speckled ceramic base with like a golden finish and a white linen drum shade.
Oh, pretty.
Very like handcrafted, artisanal, and of course that comes at a price $528, even at the discount.
Wow, that's definitely a splurge.
Yeah.
So what does Safavieh offer that's kind of comparable?
Okay, so they have the Safavi Stark lamp, which is a much better price, like $71.69.
Okay.
But it takes kind of a different approach to that coastal theme.
Uh-huh.
This one has a blue glass base with texturing and brass accents.
Oh, I love the blue glass.
Yeah.
It's a little bolder, I feel like.
Yeah, it's definitely more like polished and almost nautical.
And I'm guessing.
LED bolt included.
Of course. All right, so we've covered all 4 lamps and their alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
What are, like, your biggest takeaways from this whole deep dive?
Okay, so I think, number one, you don't need a Serena and Lily budget to get a similar look.
Right.
Safavieh offers some really great alternatives.
Yeah.
That really capture, like, the essence of those designs. Uh-huh.
But at, a much lower price.
And we got to give it up for those included LED bulbs.
Right.
It's a nice little bonus.
It's a big selling point, for sure.
Yeah, but it's important to remember that there are some differences, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The materials, the size, the specific design details, they all vary.
Uh-huh.
Like, for example, the hand-thrown terracotta of the Morris lamp, that has a unique charm that you just won't find in, like, the ceramic Syrah.
Right. And sometimes Safavieh is doing their own thing, like
Yeah.
that blue glass on the Stark.
Yeah.
That's totally different. So it really comes down to, like, personal preference.
Totally.
And, like, what fits your aesthetic,
Yeah, absolutely. It's about, like, understanding the trade-offs.
Yeah.
And deciding, like, what matters most to you.
Right.
Is it the handcrafted quality? Is it the specific materials or the exact size?
Yeah.
Or is it more about just, like, the overall look and feel?
Yeah, and I think practicality, too.
Like, where is this lamp going? Is it going on a nightstand? Maybe you want something smaller, like the Saunter.
Yeah, definitely.
And if it's going in, like, a living room or an entryway, maybe you want more of a statement piece.
Yeah, like the Hattie or the Stark.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So it's about, like, finding the right fit for your space because, I mean, a well-chosen table lamp can really change a room.
Completely. It can change the whole vibe.
I'm feeling inspired, but with so many choices.
Yeah.
Where should our listener even begin?
I think a good place to start is just considering, like, the overall style of your space. So are you going for, like, a coastal vibe, minimalist, traditional? Like, what is the overall aesthetic that you're going for?
Yeah, and once you kind of have that style nailed down, then you can think about size and scale.
Exactly.
In relation to, like, your furniture, the room itself.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have to consider your budget.
Always.
And don't be afraid to, like, explore alternatives.
Totally.
Like what we've been talking about.
Exactly. Be a savvy shopper.
Right. It's all about being savvy and having fun with it,
Yeah.
Choosing a lamp shouldn't be stressful.
It should be fun.
It should be enjoyable. Okay, so we've talked about looks, we've talked about value, practicality, but there's one more thing I think is worth considering.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's on your mind?
We've focused so much on, like, aesthetics and materials.
Yeah.
What about the impact of those materials on, like, the light itself?
Oh, interesting.
So, like, does a ceramic base give a different kind of light than a glass base?
Right.
How does the shade material play into that?
You're talking about, like, how the light diffuses.
Yeah, exactly.
The overall ambiance that it creates in the room.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Like, these are all things to think about as you browse, because it's not just how the lamp looks.
Yeah.
It's how it makes you feel.
It really is all about the mood and the feeling that you want to create.
Right, like a softer, more diffused light might be perfect for a bedroom. But if you've got, like, a reading nook or a workspace,
Yeah.
maybe you want something brighter and more focused.
Totally.
It's about creating the right ambiance for your space.
And sometimes the best way to figure that out is just to experiment,
Yeah, I agree.
Try a few different lamp styles in your space and see how they feel. See how the light interacts with the room.
Play around with it, exactly.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's, like, the key takeaway for our listener who's out there hunting for their perfect table lamp?
I would say more than anything, just trust your instincts. Trust your personal style, and don't be afraid to experiment until you find that lamp that, speaks to you.
Yeah.
Brings you joy.
Yeah.
And just enhances the beauty and functionality of your space.
Well said. And remember, a well-chosen table lamp can truly illuminate not just your room, but your life.
Yeah.
Happy decorating, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about, finding a lamp that fits your style.
Yeah.
And your budget. But what about finding a lamp that, actually fits your space?
Oh, yeah. That's huge.
Because, a lamp that's perfect in a little reading nook
Yeah.
might not work as well, like in a grand entryway.
Totally. It's all about scale and proportion.
Okay, so let's break this down. What are, some tips for choosing the right size lamp for different rooms?
Okay.
Let's start with the bedroom.
All right. So for a bedroom, generally you want a lamp that's proportional to the nightstand or bedside table, something that provides enough light for reading.
Okay.
But it doesn't overpower the space.
Right, right.
So something like, I think that Safavi Santer could work well there.
Okay.
Or the Serena and Lily Morris, but in the small size.
Gotcha. Okay, what about a living room? Because those are usually, bigger spaces.
Exactly, yeah. So in a living room, you might want to go for something a little bit larger,
Right.
more of a statement-making piece.
Yeah.
Especially if it's, the main light source in a seating area.
Right.
So, a lamp like the Serena and Lily Hattie or the Safavi Stark with, their larger size, more intricate designs, those could be really nice there.
Okay. And what about an entryway? Those can be kind of tricky because they're often narrow.
Entryways can be tricky, yeah. So for an entryway, it's all about creating a welcoming first impression.
Okay.
So a slender lamp, something with a smaller footprint is usually a good choice. And something with a little bit of height, because that can actually help draw the eye upward.
Okay.
Make the space feel a little bit taller.
I like that.
So the Serena and Lily Brighton
Okay.
or the Safavi Kian, I think those could work really well there.
This is so helpful.
Yeah.
I'm really starting to see how, the size and the style of a lamp can really impact, the whole feel of a room.
Yeah.
They're more than just light sources.
Totally.
They're design elements.
They really are. And keep in mind that you can totally mix and match styles within a room, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You might have, a larger statement lamp on, a console table.
Yeah.
And then smaller, more functional lamps on side tables or shelves. It's all about creating that, balanced and cohesive look.
All right, so as we wrap up this whole deep dive, what's, the one key takeaway for our listeners who are, out there hunting for the perfect table lamp?
I would just say, trust your instincts.
Okay.
Trust your personal style. Don't be afraid to experiment with different options until you find that lamp that, brings you joy.
Yes.
Enhances the beauty of your space, the functionality of your space.
Makes you happy.
Exactly.
Perfect. Well said. And remember, a well-chosen table lamp can truly illuminate not just your room, but your life. Happy decorating, everyone.